Hello, guys. Now that you've created your foundation and made it good and firm, strong, I'm going to explain to you the next part. And that part is what I call healing. You don't just heal yourself. Not just physically, but also mentally and spiritually. Now, after you've written out your inventory, put all the dirty little secrets on paper, all the things that you've done wrong, all the people that you've hurt, everything, all your flaws, all your secrets, everything on paper. You go to someone, preferably somebody that you feel comfortable with, someone that you can say is your sponsor. Oh yes, you will need a sponsor. That is very, very important. See, none of us can actually recover alone. You're going to sit down with this individual and you're going to tell him or her, preferably if you're a male, you're going to want a male sponsor. If you're female, you're going to want a female sponsor. This is, well, it's for obvious reasons. A male cannot identify fully with a female and vice versa. You're going to want to sit down with that individual and you're going to want to admit every bit of the things that you did that hurt other people as well as yourself. All of that pain has to come out in order for the new seed to grow. And I'm going to admit, it is not easy to do. Oh, the benefits outweigh the pain of holding it on. See, if you hold all of that in, what will eventually happen is you'll go right back to doing what you used to do. And those that you hurt are going to look at you and say, see, I told you they weren't serious. They don't really care. And then sooner or later, they're going to wash their hands of you. And they're going to walk away. Possibly never even speak to you again. Even if you do get your life back in order. This is why it's very, very important to sit down with your sponsor and you admit to them, to yourself, and to God, or I'll say your higher power as you understand them, all of the things that you did that was harmful to you and to others. Remove all those secrets. What this is basically doing is removing the masks of yourself that you carry and that you present to everybody else. It is not an easy thing to do. For me, myself, it hurt. I cried. I shook. I screamed. I begged not to have to do this. But I did it anyway. After all, I know for myself, if I ever go back to it, it will definitely kill me. Literally. Then I won't have to worry about anything, but I don't want to go out that way. I don't know about you guys. I don't want to die. Not like that. I've seen people that has died from drug overdoses, and it's not a pretty sight. That's basically what you'll be doing, though, is admitting all your flaws, revealing all your secrets, releasing all that pain, both emotional pain, spiritual pain, and it will heal. But here's the clincher for not all this. As our recovery progresses, we start to find that we did a lot more damage than we thought to our bodies. See, I've been off of drugs and in recovery for over 30 years. I know this from experience. And when I first started getting high, I was 11 years old. I thought it was the coolest thing. I really did. I thought it was the coolest thing. I thought, oh man, I'm hanging out with my brother and his friends, and my sister and her friends, and this is a lot of fun. I love it. I didn't know that I was going to get strong. I didn't really think ahead of that. And well, after I got off of drugs, I continued to smoke cigarettes, and well, all my life I had asthma. Well, that asthma, it didn't turn into emphysema, and I ended up with emphysema, along with my asthma. Then I found out I had esophagitis, the narrowing of my esophagus. And it's so narrow that I have to crush my medication now for my breathing in order to be able to take it. Also, I'm on medication for my stomach to prevent heartburn. These are things that you're going to face. Possibly and hopefully, things will turn out better for you. I'm not complaining. I'm living a clean life. I finally stopped smoking. I've been non-smoker for over 10 years now, maybe longer. I don't really count. I just know that I cannot do it. You're going to find that a lot of things that you do currently, you no longer really want to do anymore. You'll find that your health improves, your mind's more clear. You're going to probably get into exercising to build yourself back up. And who knows? You might go back to school, get more of an education. You may decide you want a degree, get a better job, get a nicer house. All those things will come. See, the reason why we say that this is a simple thing to do is because it's not easy. None of it is easy. If it were easy, everybody that gets high would stop and say, okay, I'm done. But it's not like that. No, this isn't a miracle cure. There is no cure. What will happen is you'll begin to wake up spiritually. That's what doing this does for you. You start to wake up. You start to say, okay, now I know what my flaws are. How can I change those? How can I improve? That's all up to you. Some people never do. They hold on to the lifestyle. They don't get high, but they hold on to the lifestyle. They carry those masks. Those are the ones that we call dressed up garbage cans. They look good on the outside, but once you really get to know them, you find out that they still got the stench of garbage that has never been taken out. Now, life is good. It's stressful, yes. But there's always going to be stress. The point of this conversation is that you do not have to use because stress gets too much for you. There's a thing that I call turning it over. Pray to God or your higher power and put it in His hands. You no longer have to drive. You're incapable of driving your own life. It makes it simpler for you. Give it to God. Let Him sort it out. You do the work. Leave the results to Him or her. Since this program that I'm talking about tells you to find a higher power of your understanding, I say Him. Once you turn it over and leave it there, and that takes practice. A lot of practice. And the longer you do this, the easier it becomes to continue to do it. It becomes like muscle memory. You get up, you give thanks to God or to your higher power for waking you, giving you another opportunity to improve yourself and improve your life. You ask Him for His guidance or her guidance, and you don't pick up that first drug. You refuse. You go about your day, you do what you need to do for that day, such as going to work and such, paying bills, buying groceries, taking care of the kids, mowing the lawn, shoveling the snow, raking the leaves, taking out the garbage, washing the dishes, mopping the floors, sweeping the floor, cleaning the bathroom, all of it. Then, at night, before you lay down to bed, you pray again and you give thanks to God for another successful day. And the reason why I say successful is because you didn't pick up that first drug. You stayed clean. That's a win. As time goes on, you'll learn that apologizing and admitting you're wrong is not a weakness, it's a strength. People will see it. People will accept it. And they will be thankful. You learn that sometimes what others tell you just might be right. But know this. My higher power might not work for you. Once you really start growing, you start to realize this. Some things that I do personally that keeps me from being too idle might not be what you need. It might not work for you. But not picking up that first drug, building your foundation, admitting that you're powerless and accepting that you're powerless, admitting that your life is unmanageable, accepting that your life is unmanageable, coming to believe that there's a force out there that's much greater than you are, learning to turn it over and asking that force to come into your life and to guide you through this mess that you made, taking a personal inventory of yourself, and then sitting down with your sponsor and revealing all your secrets. You'll start to grow. You'll start to heal. You'll start to feel better about yourself. You'll see the world in a different light. I remember I was told, give us 90 days. If you don't like what we have to offer, we'll gladly refund you your misery. But that misery will come with interest. You won't pick up as if you're starting over. You'll pick up right where you left off at. But I say never leave 5 minutes before the miracle happens. My name is Oliver, and this has been Oliver Talks. Thank you.